Hey, good morning, everybody on Earth. Welcome to PS Today. It's I guess maybe actually nighttime down there, but um, I wanted to do this morning show. I'm just making sure the stream is happening. Uh, Looks good. Okay. We have a really exciting show today. First, oh yeah, let me go through the segments. We have all new segments except returning is cooking with Sledd. So look forward to that. Sled's gonna be making a real staple around the Bunker Studios here, which is Bunker Biscuits. Great for soup. Basically, just great food. The main carbohydrate, other than corn mush that we eat up here. Anyway, then also Sled is gonna be sharing productivity tips for all of you at home on Earth, targeted towards artists and creators, but also anybody is welcome to listen to these ideas about how Sled is able to produce a show each week, a weekly show. And then first, and last, actually, we have a very special performance on the morning showcase. Been trying to book artists in, but we had the Invisible Man come on, but it's hard to get people that want to perform so early, especially for a show with so few viewers. Anyhow, we have the Folk Machine. You may have heard of them, and their new song, I'm a Folk Machine. But let's kick things off with a new segment that should be recurring called Rig Roundup. This is where we test out new prototype rigs. When I say a rig, that's a system within a system that I use to create effects and segments. So anyway, you'll see once we get there. So this is going to be a prototype rig in the Rig Roundup. Here we go. All right, today on the Rig Roundup, we have Easy Mask. Okay, so when you're thinking mask, I'm sure you're thinking of, well, I guess a pandemic mask, but also like a Halloween mask. So that's actually what this program creates, but what a mask is in video and film language is actually something else, which is the opposite of what you think. It's what allows, it comes from film, what allows, so they would mask off areas of the film so then that doesn't expose through. So it's kind of backwards, but when we're creating masks, like on my show, when there's the basic is when there's like a circle around my head, it masks out all the background. Oh yeah, masking tape. That's a good way to think about it. When you're painting, you put a mask what you don't want to paint, except it's the opposite because of the film language. Anyhow, so we're gonna be doing two things: a mask. I notice I'm glitching out here, but that's because this is a real prototype and it's not very stable yet. So. Anyhow, so Easy Mask is a program that I made within a program, and it allows me to draw using iPad, like a sketch pad on the iPad to draw, uh, I guess the opposite of draw, to erase images. And so we're going to be using images of, let's bring these up. So I have a few images of celebrity faces, and then I'll show you this prototype rig of how I'll turn that into a mask so that I can put it on my face, and then yeah, let's go. So the weakest link of this prototype is actually the iPad. The way that it's connected, the link is wireless into the virtual entertainment system, and it's been cacking out, but it kind of looks like it's working. So anyway, I'll take you through the steps of the rig. This is pretty exciting because it means in the future, if there's a Zoom show that I do, and for instance, one of you were to call in, I would be able to, in real time, draw out, make a mask out of anything, basically, which I've sort of done a bit on the show, but hopefully this is a shortcut to that. Okay, so the first step is we're going to select the face. So I think let's go with Brad Pitt, because, he's one of the biggest celebrities on the planet, and universally regarded as a big hunk. And wouldn't it be fun to be able to stick my face through his and become Brad Pitt, which is what I'm gonna do. So the first step is we need to align my features with Brad's. So I'm going to take down the opacity of Brad's face, and then I can sort of align this. Oh, I've never actually done this. I've tested this out, but not on this before. So just so you know, this isn't rigged. I'm actually that's funny to call a rig a rig. I'm actually doing this right now. So that looks pretty close, definitely within the ballpark. I think we can work with this. So I'm gonna freeze that, and then we can put that back up, and we can start to draw the mask. So there's a bit of a lag, and the other thing is it's blind. Like, I don't have a display of what I'm drawing on top of on the pad. I'm just gonna have to start and see what happens, and then hope that I got I have to turn the mask on. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, I kind of hit it there. Oh yeah, so technically what I'm doing is I'm using on the pad is just you can see there, it's just black on white. So everything everything that's white shows through, and then black erases it. But I've added a blur. Oh, look, I wasn't really paying attention, and I went up way too far there and around. Brad's eyes are kind of small. Okay, so anyway, then I added a blur effect on the way in, so it's kind of gonna really, smooth around the edges. So I don't really have to draw an exact line. I just need to get it you know, uh, around, and I can keep erasing and touching this up as I go. Um, and then I'm gonna leave the nose, and I kind of wanna keep some of that goatee, but let's uh try one more, or let's get the mouth going. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. It'll be funny. Oops. To leave some of his signature mustache there. Um, okay, now the last step, which I didn't make a card for, I can adjust the hue and the brightness to match the skin tone, but that's actually pretty good. So yeah, that was really easy compared to I couldn't really do this live. I could put on some things. I could put on some solid shapes, but this is gonna be good. So let's unfreeze it. And hey, what's up? I'm Brad Pitt. Nice to meet you. Oh, I guess no, this is pretty good. Um, hey, I'm Brad Pitt. What's up? Nice to meet you. Okay, so that's that. That's Easy Mask. I mean, I could do another yeah, let's just do another one real quick. Why not? Uh I'll erase the mask, and then let's pick Taylor, and so yeah, we're gonna align the features. Oh, Taylor's head is so big. Oh yeah, this is Taylor Swift. That's a popular folk singer on Earth. If you haven't heard of her. So I guess it's weird. Her eyes are really big. Her face is a totally different shape than mine, but this is pretty good. So let's lock that in place, and then get a mask going real quick. Okay, got the one eye. And another. Oh, happening there. Um, okay, and then let's get to the mouth. I think, no offense, I think it's just that Taylor has a massive nose and I don't. So, let's get this finished up. Yeah, it's good to go a little bit wider if, uh, 'cause I've got to move my mouth open and shut. Okay, now let's match the skin tone and see what we got. Hey, I'm Taylor Swift, the famous Earth folk singer. Nice to meet you. And that's Easy Mask. Okay, well, I hope that was interesting to any of you watching. Let's go back to the studio. Wow, that was so informative and interesting. Thank you, Sled. So now we're going to have productivity tips with also with Sled. So let's go there now and hear what Sled has to say about how they operate.
Hey everybody. I wanted to share with the audience at home my tips for productivity and sort of go over what motivates me to make a animated live talk show with music, animations, video games, dialogue, um, each week when only a small handful of people watch it. Um, so I'll just put some cards and I'm just gonna kind of riff on this stuff and um, let's go. Okay, so first, oh no, that's not, the first thing is to have a good attitude about your project. I guess I'm getting ahead of myself. What I'm describing is if you are a creator or an artist, or if you have a hobby, or if you're doing anything from home, a project on your own. I find when I'm monitoring chatter on Earth, a lot of people, their biggest struggle in accomplishing something is their own lack of motivation to accomplish the task. So, the most important thing, I guess, is to, when you're approaching a project, have a certain attitude about it. So, my attitude, I'm saying this and it seems like I maybe sound bitter, but it's not the case at all. I'm totally at peace with it. But, a lot of artists and musicians and creators are discouraged when, those stuff they create, it doesn't really, land or there's no real gratification, to it at all, but I'm saying from years of experience, you must put that aside, and find some other form of satisfaction other than in your ego, what you might think of people saying that they like your show or having a lot of viewers or whatever. So what I do is the most important thing is I think of what a gift I've been given, knowing how to do all this stuff or even having any of the ideas I have, and it's sort of my duty to put that gift out into the world for the enjoyment of whoever may find that. And that specifically includes in the future, because when you make a recording or when you make a piece of art, it just, it just, like, it doesn't matter if it happens right now. If, people open up YouTube in 10 years, they'll be able to still, as long as the grade doesn't go down, they'll be able to see this show and watch it. So I hope that helps. And I guess the other thing is to really stress to yourself how important it is that you do the project. And it's even if there's no external pressure to complete the project, like as in my case, I'm not under contract to make this show or anything, but I view it as the most important thing in my life, and thus I am constantly working on it, and I sort of have to complete the goal. So, okay, then the other very, very important thing is to set deadlines. And this is a really hard thing to do on yourself. It's easier if you're working at an office and the boss is like, you gotta get this on my desk by a certain time. But it's very, very important and helpful to set deadlines. So I'm in luck because I have a weekly show. My deadline is hard. Every Tuesday at 9, I have to finish, by 9, I have to finish the whole show. So that means I need to be constantly working on it from, I've got it down that I can take one day off, a Wednesday, but starts on Thursday, and then that's really important. So I would say even if you budge once on the deadline, it's not a deadline. A deadline is dead. It's hard. So should definitely just write a date down on the calendar and trick your mind into thinking that that's the most you cannot possibly avoid that deadline. Okay. So then once you have your deadline, make a task list. So a lot of problems that artists have. I'm not actually an artist. I wouldn't say. I'm more of like a entertainer or a producer. But I'll just lump this in because a lot of people are both. I'm not. I'm not. But a lot of people are artists and creators. So um a big thing is to make a very clear list of tasks, and then once you schedule that, do them. And you don't want to like mess around. And um I guess what I'm trying to say is any job, like whether it's a painting, you can break into very specific tasks. So, say you're painting a portrait of somebody, you can write down, oh, I'm gonna do the eyes and the hair and the blah blah blah. And then once you go through those things, you'll stop questioning whether or not, oh, is the hair good enough, or are the eyes right? You can tweak it a bit, but the goal, especially for me, since I have a hard deadline, is to just get it done no matter what. So I'll show you an example. Like these are some of my task lists, which look just basically like garbage, but they're they make sense to me because the next step is to make the schedule. So that's what I call my schedule, and this is kind of the most important thing to me, and what has completely transformed my productivity is training myself on a strict work schedule, which I find doesn't normally jibe with artists and creators, but I urge you to adopt the same. And especially, I know on Earth the pandemic may be coming to the end, but if you work independently on projects, you'll still have the same uh, you know, you'll have to make a schedule for yourself. No one's gonna make it for you. The advantage during the pandemic on Earth was that there were no interruptions when you were on lockdown, so that was a really good time. You wouldn't ever have to allot anything else for your schedule. Okay, so I'll show you my daily schedule, and this is real. Like this is my actual schedule, and then what I do is each day I just fill in what I can do in a block, and from my experience, I know what I can do in that 3 hour block. It's divided into four 3 hour blocks, which makes 12 hours. Um, so the best thing about the block system is, sometimes I may be like, oh, I don't feel like animating. And so I can actually switch the blocks around within a day or within multiple days. I know that it all needs to get done by next Tuesday, so I'm just gonna do it. So I'm not gonna fill in the blocks for you, but for example, block one, get up in the morning. I've got to make all the title cards for this segment, which actually would take far less than 3 hours. But the important part about the schedule is it forces me, and this is very important at home if you're wondering about why you might not be accomplishing things. It forces me to make very clear, quick decisions about what I'm doing, and then I must complete within that block. I must complete the task. So I time myself, and I just push it through and work on that, and then it gets done, and it's done, and there's no looking back. Like Also, it's good. Like, there's no one. I'm not getting paid for this. I don't. It doesn't matter. I just do the best I can and get the job done. So this has been really highly effective. So I've got block one is 9 to 12, and then I take a lunch break for 45 minutes, and then there's 50 minutes in between. Block two goes from 1 to 4, and then I'll take an exercise break. This is really important to get a walk, and then block three and supper break. Then block four is the last block of the day. Obviously today I only have 3 blocks, but and then the show. But block four is usually a time where cause it's getting later into the night, I kind of like spin out some ideas and experiment a bit. It's a little bit looser, but always still. Anyhow, I felt like I almost feel like I'm bragging, but I just wanted to share my schedule, because I hear a lot when I'm seeing things coming in from Earth, really that a lot of people are struggling to accomplish things, and I just want to share my honest like advice on how to do that, and the key is to just train yourself to really like really work. And now a 12-hour day is like nothing to me, and I get tons finished. I've got to the point where some days I'll finish like a show almost a day early, and I'm sitting around and I don't know what to do with myself. I might work on the next one. Anyhow, oh yeah, so then energy levels, I realize I'm kind of going off here. We should end this. Energy levels, it's just important to get a good sleep, as good as you can each night. You'll note my schedule allows for 6.5 hours, so that's pretty good. And then drink lots of caffeine, but also drink lots of water. Drink energy. It's okay to take stimulants during this time. Don't do drugs or alcohol. And the last thing, oh yeah, just eat. Don't eat like big filling meals. Just eat as much protein as you can throughout the day. Like I'll eat a lot, but not like pizza or spaghetti. You gotta eat like protein. So insect protein is mostly what I eat. Anyway, and then last is kind of funny. I should have uh posted a picture, but if you're working from home, since if I didn't leave to go to work, I would just be rolling out of the bed every morning and starting work, which is kind of depressing. So, what I do is I go down into the tunnels and below the bunker and kind of walk around, and then I'll come back and pretend I'll be like, oh, I'm at work now. So that's like a good thing. Anyhow, I hope this helps. Now I kind of feel like I'm coming off sounding kind of arrogant here, but I mean, I I'm it's crazy the amount that I've accomplished, and I want to share that. Okay, let's go back to you, Sled.
Oh, wow. Thanks so much. That was so helpful. I know for sure I'm going to learn, I'm gonna use a lot of those skills if I'm working on a show, and I hope the viewers at home will as well. Okay, you know what it's time for is time to put on the cooking gloves, and let's go to cooking with Sled.
Hey, how's it going? Are you guys ready to get cooking? Today we're gonna be making bunker biscuits. Now these are the recipes I made before were kind of actually kind of inedible, to be honest. But this is a real recipe that I make often on the show, or not on the show, in my life, and it's perfect since we can't really get bread up here on Planet Sled, and I don't really have the time to make that fancy bread everyone's making. These are biscuits that I can just like whip up really quickly and really only takes 5 minutes and then 10 minutes in the oven. And I've got some hot, fresh, delicious biscuits. And this recipe is just for a small amount. And they're really good with soup, stew, and mush, which is mostly what I eat. So they're a little bit hard on themselves by themselves, but um, and they're very simple. There's very few ingredients. So let's go through those now. We've got 1 cup of flour, duh, obvious. And then we've got 2 teaspoons of baking powder. This kind of gives them a little bit of a rise. And 1 teaspoon of salt. Uh, and so you want to mix those together. And then we've got a 1/4 cup of frozen lard. It's really good to get the kind that's hydrogenated, because then you get extra hydrogen in your diet and it lasts a lot longer. Why frozen, you might be asking? Well, one is so I was able to, on my last trip to Earth, um, stockpile a bunch of lard and then I just keep it outside the bunker and it stays frozen. But the other thing is to make, so these biscuits are actually a pastry. To make them, you want to, it's imperative that everything is super cold. So when the lard is frozen, it makes for way fluffier and creamier biscuits. Okay, and then lastly, you want to have a third of a cup of ice water. So I just uh I just basically take snow from outside and let it melt, but you can get some ice cubes, and you might not use the whole thing. It depends on what the consistency is. But yeah, just you want to keep things as cold as possible throughout the process. So let's get baking this stuff. So I actually I pre-mixed the dry ingredients, so it would be quicker. We're just gonna throw those in there. Oh my god, I forgot to align the bowl. Um, okay, and then well, we don't need to mix that around really, because I already did. But so that's that, and then oh my god, this is so simple. Anyone, even if you have no cooking experience, you'll be able to make this at home. So, I'm just grabbing the lard and so what you do is I have this box, this rasp or a grater. I guess it's not a box grater. And then this is the lard. Look at that. It is it's so pure and that's it. Okay. Oh yeah. So what I do is I chop it into the right portions first, and then put them in the freezer. Then I can just pull it out, and we're ready to go. Okay. So this kind of is a bit of a pain. But what we do is grate all the lard up. And so when you grate it into small pieces, um it will mix with the flour way easier. Um, so be careful not to grate your fingers or make sure to wear your cooking gloves. Okay, so yes, oh, make sure you get all the stuff on the bottom. Looks like cheese kinda, but it's definitely not. Oh, I wouldn't taste the lard on its own. It does not have a good taste and does not have a good mouthfeel, but once it bakes, it's actually better than butter. But you might want to actually cut in a little bit of butter if you have it. We don't have cows on planet Sled, so butter's really hard to find, but like it's easy to get. the lard. I don't really know what lard is. I think they boil down animals fat maybe. Okay, so oh yeah, the other thing you want to handle this as little as possible because your fingers are gonna warm it up and that's bad. So um that's pretty good actually. Just make sure there's no big lumps and now oh some lard stuck to my hand there. And um then lastly gonna add some water. And oh, I don't want to use my hands for this. I'm just gonna dump it in all. I'm sure it'll be fine. You can add more flour if you want, but basically you want to get this or not you don't add more flour if you want. You add more flour if you need. So, speaking of need, we're gonna want to get this is a good place to just start using your hands. You want to kind of get this into a ball. Or you don't want to kind of get it into a ball. You want to get it like actually into a ball. Because then we're gonna roll it out. Okay. If you're following along at home now, I should have told you all the things you need. You you want to oh, this is actually I have to take my glove off because I have to press a button on the MPC. Um okay, so uh now we've got the ball and hold on. So then we're gonna roll it out and then punch out the biscuits. Um okay, so the thing that I almost forgot is you want to make sure you get a cutting board and then just like make sure you flour it really well so that the stuff doesn't stick to the cutting board. Okay, and then what you're gonna do, don't use a rolling pin. Uh I mean, I don't have one, but you definitely don't want to use that because it doesn't work. It squishes it too much. Like, I'm already overhandling this. I should have finished this like 5 minutes ago if you want to have the best biscuits. But, what you want to do is just, squish it out pretty flat. Okay, and then you fold it over, squish it out a bit more, and then fold it over one more time. So what this does is it's gonna make like um layers of like when it comes out of the baking and you split it open, it's gonna have these like really cool flaky layers. Oh yeah, that's the word I meant to be using this whole time, is flaky, and that's what um the lard is. I think maybe I'm jiggling a camera. Okay, anyway. So now you got your dough. This is very tiny, but so you want it to be about a 1/4 inch thick. I would suggest doubling the recipe, but this makes about 6 biscuits, which is great for um, like a bowl of stew and something in some jam on it in the morning. Okay, then take the same cup you used water in and punch these out. There's your biscuits. And you can do two things with the leftovers. You can kind of shape it into like a, I don't know, a shape or something, or you can re-roll it and and punch out more biscuits. But I'm not gonna do that. This time. Oops. Okay. Yeah. See, I should have put a bit more flour down. Anyhow, then that. Oh, geez. Yeah. So that's a good lesson too at home. You really want to get a lot of flour down so they don't stick. Okay, and then you put those on a pan and put them in the oven, and then I have a couple that I made yesterday, and I'll show you how they turn out. So yeah, make sure, like, if you bake them too long, so I'd say 9 or 10 minutes, they can get a little brown on the bottom. And then let me split one open. Oops. Um, Split one open so you can see. Maybe that's hard to see. Um, that's like super. I get it won't focus. These are really flaky. Okay, so that's how you make. Oh no. That's how you make bunker biscuits, and highly recommend this. Like I said, you can substitute butter for lard if you're kind of grossed out by lard, but it's way cheaper than butter, and it like I said, it's hydrogenated, so it has extra hydrogen in it, and then yeah. So bon appetit, and I'm gonna put those in the oven after the show, and then I'll have some with usually after the show I celebrate with some stew, but had this one from yesterday. It was really, like, it actually is really good. And considering how simple it is, it's like Voyager pirate food, basically. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and bon appetit, and hopefully you keep on cooking down there on Earth. Let's get back to the studio.
Wow. That was amazing. From Sledd, he gave me a biscuit, and I kind of got greasy hands from all the lard. Okay, well, that seems like about enough of our show this week. We have one more thing. Let's close the night out, or the morning out. It's so confusing because I know it's night on Earth, but morning here. So, let's welcome to the morning showcase stage. What's his name? Oh yeah, the Folk Machine. Let's welcome to the PS Today morning showcase stage, the Folk Machine, with their song, I'm a Folk Machine. I'll never plant a tender kiss upon a lover's cheek. I'll never smell the fresh spring air or feel the summer breeze. But I can sit and sing you stories as I play my old guitar. I finger and I strum and I both step to the beat. I'm a folk machine, I'm a folk machine. Some have sailed the 7 seas, others to chase their dreams. This dark stage is all I've seen. I'm a folk machine, I'm a folk machine. Folk machine. A finger and a strum and a tap to the beat. I'm a folk machine. I'll never have a loving child to bounce upon my knee. I'll never get to put down roots and start a family. But I can sit and sing you stories as I play my old guitar. I finger and I strum and I step to the beat. I'm a folk machine, I'm a folk machine. Some have sailed the 7 seas or roamed the earth to chase their dreams. This dark stage is all I've seen. I'm a folk machine, I'm a folk machine. Folk machine. I finger and I strum and I step to the beat. I'm a folk machine. 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 Wow, thank you so much to the Folk Machine, bearing their soul there with that tune. Okay, well that's it for PS today. I hope you have a really great rest of your day, and thanks for tuning in. Stay bonked and zonked down there on Earth, and next week, actually, we have a special, in conjunction with Ed Video in Guelph. I'm going to be demonstrating a modular video synthesizer, which has just been shipped up here to Planet Sledd yesterday. I have not cracked the case open yet. So look forward to that. I guess it's an analog video synth, and I'm gonna see what it can do. Okay. Good night, everyone, and stay happy and safe down there on Earth.